walked up a set of stairs to the second floor. You walk inside, and the only lighting you see are the lights over the pool tables, and you have lots of chairs and benches in there, and you see people sitting around yakking and talking.
I want it right here. I want it right here.
Big games going on, and people congregated around that one table watching the match that's going on. The analogy of the hustler. The hustler, the pool rooms, like this is Amesminster, you know, the pool hall, New York, Minnesota Fats, the gambling, the cigarette smoking, put the cigarettes out on the floor. I mean, that was kind of everyone's idea of what a pool hall was. And that movie was a great movie. It didn't really help the pool very much. When I got to be about 15 years old, I went on a weekend vacation with a friend of mine, and we went to a small mountain resort. And at that mountain resort in the summertime, there wasn't any skiing or anything, but they did have a recreation room. They had a pool table. So the first time I ever played pool, I was probably about 13, 14 years old, and I heard the clicking of those balls, and for some reason I just really enjoyed the dynamics of the game. Pool in California, pretty much the best players were playing in San Francisco at that time. And I remember when I was 19 years old, getting off work at 11:30 at night on a Friday night, and wearing a white uniform and changing clothes in the locker room and getting in my car. And by midnight, I was on the road driving as fast as I could to San Francisco. And I would go to the pool halls there, which were open all night long, and they would look like Ames Pool Hall in the Hustler. There's a place called Cochran's Billiards in downtown San Francisco, right on Market Street, in the worst part of the Tenderloin. And I would drive there, and I would arrive in San Francisco by 7 or so in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, and I would go straight up to the pool hall, and the games would be flowing, the money would be thrown around the tables, people would be smiling, and other people would be cursing, and I really liked that element. I really enjoyed that, and I would stay up all weekend. Get a room Saturday evening sometime, sleep, come back Saturday night, then I'd come home Sunday. There was still a lot of racial or ethnic prejudices that occurred, in the 60s. But when you came to the pool hall, you had to leave all that at the door. Rules of behavior changed when you came to the pool room. Everyone had to respect everybody, or you had to get out, because it was about pool. It wasn't about anything else. I felt like I was in my comfort zone when I was in the pool hall, and I had that feeling from the very first time I went in there. And so maybe on some subliminal level, I was looking for a club, a place, a family, as it were, that would accept me as exactly as I was and not pass judgment on me, which of course occurs in the pool hall. And I knew that my family did not like it, and so, that was just something that they had to come to grips with, and that's what I wanted to do. That's what I liked. They never liked it. First date that we went on, I took her to a really nice pool hall that I kind of hung around, and I said, I'm a really good pool player. And she says, yeah, I've heard that before. And so I played her pool, and I literally would line up a shot, turn my head and look away, and I'd make the ball. And and after a while, we were starting to get pretty close. I said to her, if anything ever happens out of this relationship, I want you to know that pool is something that I'm always going to be involved in. And I remember her saying, yeah. Like she didn't believe it. Well, here we are in our late 50s, still married, and we're in the pool room. I had a match against the great Earl Strickland, who was the world champ, and it was a race to 9. First one to win 9 games in 9-ball. But he got the break and ran the first 4 racks when I didn't even get to shoot. And I was sitting down watching them play, and I'm always happy for my opponent when they play well. I'm not happy that I'm losing, but I understand how good he feels when he's playing well. And some people were sitting behind me, and they said, oh, this match is over. And in the stands were about 500 to 800 people.
And I kind of turned around and I got kind of mad when I heard that, you know, because I'm a pretty good player too, although I did expect to lose. So for the 5th game, he broke and didn't make anything, and I ran out, and I broke and I ran out, and I broke and I ran out, and now the score's 4-3. And I'm racking the balls, and I remember the scene from The Color of Money where Paul Newman is racking the balls and he sees his own reflection in the pool balls. Well, that actually can happen, and I did see my own reflection in the pool balls. And I told myself, I'm giving this everything I have. And I did. And I beat the great Earl Strickland 9-6. I got a standing ovation from people that know me for years. But that match has been repeated to me over and over by people that saw it. Every time I go to a major tournament, someone will come up to me and say, I saw you beat the great Earl Strickland. And I'll say, thank you. He says, you played fantastic, man. And I know how you felt. And I was really rewarded by the applause and the congrats that I got. And I've been rewarded ever since by people coming up to me and say, I remember what that day when you beat him. And so that's probably my greatest match of all time.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a...